Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to today's WHS meeting and discuss on training and update procedure. This meeting will divided into three parts. But before we start, we have to visit the legal requirements and prevent some requirements according to WHS Act 2011, like uh, ad- advision for Section 27, 5F ensures that provision of some provision of training and instruction to workers about WHS. Division 2, Section 49, EV provide information and training for workers. The Division 1, Section 152F to permit and support education and training on matter relating to work health and safety. Follow this by updating new steps, avoid non-compliances happen again, and every procedure have to be completed. Also, it's worth noting that we have six new steps adding and the three report. Firstly, we have with hazard identification procedure. I observed you guys didn't follow the check first aid kits are fully stored and all items are with the date. Some procedures already overdate and check all chemicals are stored and labeled correctly as per MSDS. This may risk of leak and cause injury of and pollutions to employee and the kitchen. So I updating to procedures are relearning, training the necessary hazard identification and the reports procedure before starting the process. The employees still do, didn't know much about the procedure, so there are some mistakes. Therefore, the employee must first relearning and then complete the task. During the process, set the middle-way checkpoint and the checklist to help staff confirm whether the tasks are completed. Use middle-way check is also a very effective double-check method to avoid missing steps and complete with a product. Ensure that employees worker can proceed smoothly. Also, we need to follow the check all immersion exit in the doorway are free of any box and are accessible. Check fire blocks are insect with date and the correct location. Check all floors is safe from slap and tripping hazard and undamaged. Check all electronical chemical equipment has been test checked and tagging within the last 6 months. Check fire pan with to ensure no area have been floating. Check all equipment for functionally and all appropriate guard in the place whether required. Check all store area include fridge and freezer are free from box, rubbish, power leak, or any possible tripping hazard. Check entire gas alarm functionally. Check alarm in cold area functionally correct. Check gas bottom are secured correctly and undamaged. Check gas bottom are measure handling guideline are posted into kitchen show around as remind to staff. Harassment and discrimination information clearly posted in kitchen show around reminding staff of the restaurant zero to learn policy has an identification checklist is a report and the log on TAP immediately after completion. Ensure the hazard identification checklist is forwarded by email to the WHS advisor and the WHS company chart at the same times of the hazard identification process.
Could you explain more about midway checkpoint?
Oh yes, sure. It's about the key information and the question we need to follow and to do it. Okay, then we have stop here for 5 minutes and write some notes. And in the risk assessment manage, you guys didn't do risk assessment procedure checklist. It's a report and logged with DAP independently after completion, and ensure the risk assessment checklist is forwarded by email to the WHS advisor in the WHS comment chart at the same time of the risk assessment process. This means you guys didn't comply with the WHS regulation required and also didn't follow company route to recording information. For the new steps, the employee have completed relatively training for the all process and understanding the correct operation of risk assessment and the report procedures. Employees are returned in area where they do not understand the procedures to ensure that each step can be completed correctly. Follow the checklist after completing all the steps. Confirm that all processes are complete and the risk supervisor to confirm and sign the name. After completing all tasks, let supervisor check to avoid losing and any steps. Finally, the supervisor confirm and completion and sign. Yeah. We also need to loop the person assigned to complete the hazard identification checklist as per the hazard identification and the recording process must be completed the risk assessment at the same time, identify the hazard, identify the sort risk hazard percent, uh, determine the likelihood of the risk auction, determine the consequence, assign a risk score, a polyhedge of control to make recommendation to eliminate, reduce the hazard. And do you have any question?
Possible to ask other relevant personnel to check and then sign paper?
Yes, you can ask other supervisor to or observe. However, not other worksmate like your like the other kitchen hand or as a normal chef. And for now, we also have a few minutes to make some notes. Let's keep going. Now it's security management. You guys non-compliances with a small gas constant are located in secure store area accessible only by the sales chef. The gas constant just stay near the stove. It's very dangerous, but not in the storeroom. Also, the computer and laptops is locked to the desk and has individually log on the password requirement. This one is also didn't followed. I observed that laptop are not are locked to desk and it may cost financial loss. So I add two new procedures are set enough time for employees to complete all process, include details and safety confirmation, and no missing any process. Ensure enough time to ensure the employees will not be in a hurry to miss step or be incomplete. Conduct refresher training to how to manage secure and conduct 6 months of the long-term training. This step is to make sure employees need to complete the training before start the process and crack out long-term training as required by law, including other procedures. Also, we still have followed alcohol is locked in a locked cast accessible only by the exam chief. Gas bottom are checked and secured to the permissed cold room and freezer have a parked locked attached and are in the work order. Key have to be by the exact chef. Kitchen back door is locked and only accessible with audio swipe card. Uh, expensive food come made in locked into the secure storage are accessible only by the exam chef. Uh, Kitchen keys to be only by the hand chef. Contact detail for the on-site secure support list are posted around the kitchen area, and the staff are warned when contact them. CCTV is located in the proximal area, and its motivation and the recording 24/7, and it's backed up daily. Any
When are
questions?
these procedures and training carried out?
A few weeks before, I already report to the supervisor, and after the training will be start in all round. So all the steps need to be uh, completed. Yeah. Also, in the future, we have to continue to improve and add new procedures at the same times. We will also pay attention and follow up on the employee training, assess, and the examination of team member to ensure that employees fully understand the training content, make sure the effectiveness of the skills and the knowledge present in the training at the same time. Uh, rearrange the arrange the training and the assess for the staff who failed. I will see this training content and publish it on the company website and the business website. Yeah, if you want to reading or use it as a reference. Finally, thank you guys come here to this meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.